Alright, so this is the Tracker video analysis software that we'll be using. See the menus up in here. We'll pretty much use the icons here. There's a lot more details in the menus up top if you want to look at those, but to get working quickly we just use this stuff right up here for the most part. So we first need to open a video, so we come up here to this folder, open. If your video is not right here, then we can drop this down and browse around in the computer, find the video you're looking for. If it's not the proper format, it won't show up in here. So if it's the proper format, it'll show up when you have it listed as video and tracker files. So I'm going to use this Doom Buggy video here. So open that up. So there it is. You can see the actual Doom Buggy there. We come down here to this control panel area for the video. Just press play, and you see it roll across the counter here. And it doesn't show it in regular speed. It's slowed down a little bit as it goes through, just to keep track of stuff a little bit easier. You can drag this slider around. Right. You can frame by frame backward. You can frame by frame forward as you go through it. And then, see, we'll go back to the beginning of that. Right. So there's the video in there. First thing we want to do is look at the clip settings. So we come back up here to the top, the little video clip icon, and so this lets me know how many frames. I start at 0. It's going 1 frame at a time. There's 112 frames in this video. It says here the frame rate. This is real important. Typical videos are going to be right about 30 frames per second. If I want to change that, say I have a high-speed video, even though the file may be 30 frames per second, it might have been shot at 500 frames per second. So I can change that in there. I want to leave it at the 30. Like it's supposed to be there. Alright, so I'll click OK for that. Another thing you can do on here is we can click this, and this will say I want to step by 3 frames every time. So if I have a high-speed video, sometimes you want to skip, multiple frames instead of going frame by frame, because you get a lot of data points off the high-speed video. Sometimes you may want fewer as you go through that. So one thing we can do here is going to say I don't want to start at the very beginning here. I just want to get a short clip. So I'm going to drag the slider out here, say maybe right about here. And if I right click on this, I can go down here and set the start frame. So now that's the beginning. And then I can drag along a little bit here, maybe there, and I'll right click it again. And let's end the frame right here. And so if I go back, it only takes it back to this. If I press play, it only plays through that point. Okay, and I can see that in the clip settings as well. I started at frame 24 and went to 40 in this case. Alright, so we put it back at the start here. Now, I have to identify some things. The video program itself, based on the frame rate, it knows how much time it takes per frame. I need to know the distance, so that's why there's a meter stick here. There should always be something that you can identify in the video that has a specific distance to it. So you come back up here to the menu, and this little icon right here is the calibration. Go to new, and I just do a calibration stick. And so you can see this stick right here. It's just a line that the program puts over the video. So if you drag that plus right here to the start of the meter stick, and this is a plus here to the other end of the meter stick. And you can see up here it's at an angle of 0, so it's perfectly horizontal in this case. If it happened to be something that was at an angle, you can move it, to a different angle. It says right now it's 100 meters, not quite. So it's 1, so we need to go back and change that to 1. And so you can see the number changed here as well. And so once it's done, once you've got this put on here and identified, you don't actually need to leave it on the screen. You can just click this again, it goes away as far as showing up. Right? It's still there, it's just not visible right now. And that helps make it easier to continue on with everything else you have to do without all that cluttering up the space. Next we need to set the coordinate axes, alright, frame of reference basically. Where's the origin at in this? And so we need to put this, I'm going to put it on the front wheel here. So we're just going to start here, and it's going to move across the screen here. Also, this little hash line right here, anywhere out here on this horizontal axis, you can drag it and rotate it around if you need to, depending how you want to set your frame of reference. Again, it's just your choice on that. In this case, it's pretty typical. This is your vertical line here. So you can take that off the screen so it's not in the way as you work through it. And so now you've got everything set as far as what the video is telling you in terms of the data. The next thing you need to do then is create a point mass, and this is going to be how you're going to track. So once you've done this, now you show the video, a graph shows up over here, which will fill in as we actually track the points. And we want to rename this, so if you click on this, and click name, and type in buggy. So now it's changed the name for it here. How I can keep track